So, explain what I'm doing. You might have guessed already. It's winter over here, and that means it's cold and wet, not getting a chance to go out very much. But what it is a good chance to do is to do some maintenance on your tools. And I've taken my tools, which are wood, put them out here, and I'm going to treat them with linseed oil on the handles. Now, there's two sorts of linseed oil. I use linseed oil because I've always used it and I think it's good, but there's two main sorts of linseed oil. There's boiled and there's raw. The boiled stuff tends to dry a lot faster. It's a bit less tacky, but it's not actually boiled. It's chemically treated, and as such I just use the ordinary old raw linseed oil. It's slower to dry, but because these will be in contact potentially with food sources, just because I use my tools for everything, I've just always gone for the raw stuff, and it's, you know, potentially organic or whatever, but it's a better option. So you don't need to do much. You just take your tools, kind of wipe it on, and you're good to go. I like to, my linseed oil preparation is like this. I tend to do it once a day for a week, once a week for a month, once a month for a year, and then kind of once every year for a bit of a touch up. But I find winter's a good time to do it because it's cold and wet and horrible, and I'm not necessarily out and using them. So, like I said, it's a pretty simple process. Rub the oil on, put it away, let it dry. Word though, this has never happened to me, but I've heard that it's true, is that raw linseed oil can spontaneously combust. Basically it oxidizes and then goes boom. So, well, it doesn't go boom, it just smolders away and burns. And if you're using a rag like this, it can catch fire. So once I have finished doing all of this, I don't think the knives will catch on fire, but the cotton in this might. I generally just chuck these in a bucket of water and just leave them in there and then have them out. Kind of hard to clean an oily rag. This is the first chef knife I made. That's the first cleaver I made too. Oh no, I think I made a couple of cleavers. Actually, I've made one other chef knife. This is the first Western style chef knife. It's got this, the dark wood is Cooktown ironwood. So not ironwood from Arizona like most of it is, but this is a Australian one, and I've heard that it's even tougher than the Arizona one that comes from the desert. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what it is. And then the stripy stuff is Zebrano, which is just I just thought it looked cool, and so I made the two patterns. So just give them a bit of an oil. You might find that your handle swells a little afterwards. It's also a good time to give them a light sand with 1000 grit wet and dry or something like that, because it just seems to be just good for them. Now this is actually over here with the very first knife I made. And you can see how chunky that handle is. I really didn't know what I was doing, but I mean that's a massive fat old handle there. Yeah, I wouldn't do it now, but I keep getting tempted to change it and make it a lot svelter and thinner and more usable. But it's kind of also good to keep them as they are, because it kind of lets you know where you came from, if that makes sense. Yeah, big old thick chunk. There's so many mistakes made for that, and big old ugly sheath. It was yeah, you know, you learn from your mistakes, don't you? And if you change your mistakes, then sometimes you don't learn from them. So this is my Mark 1 Tora kukri. Lovely, very traditional kukri. The blade, you can see, is covered in Renaissance wax. It's a museum grade wax, which, like I said, they use it in museums. So it's a really good product for keeping everything rust free. This is just a beautiful kukri. The Mark 1, they kind of used this from about 1903 to about 1915. This is based on a Fort Williams one. It's got that thing there, which is kind of like supposed to be like the crown jewels or something. But lovely knife. Bloody uncomfortable. Really hurts my hand. Just this bit here. I don't know. But yeah, could never get rid of it. Just so nice. This one here is a Kailash Blades. It's the M43 Marshall. Much more comfortable handle. I guess it's kind of westernized, and I am a westerner. But not a traditional handle, and not a traditional shape at all. This is, like they say, they call it the M43 Marshall. It's not really M43 in any way or sense or form, but good. If you want a traditional kukri, but you're worried about the handle, go for this. This will give you all the kukri benefit with a handle which is much more comfortable to use than the normal one. In my opinion. I mean, I like Kailash Blades, they do good work. This here is it's a Husqvarna. So, interestingly enough, Husqvarna don't actually make axes. So what they do is they get other people to make them, and then they slap their mark on them. So this is, they used to get Wetterlings to do it. So it could potentially be a Wetterlings, or it could be a, I think this is not a Wetterlings, but another Swedish brand, not Gränsfors Bruks. So this one, it's a Gränsfors, but it's not a Gränsfors Bruks, or it's a Bruks but not a Gränsfors. Yeah, it's a good axe. This one here, of course, is a Gränsfors Bruks, and this is their double-edged felling axe. Now, someone said to me once this is just a throwing axe. Try throwing this, jeez. But it's not. It's their felling axe, because the handle length is what they call their felling axe, as opposed to their throwing axe, which has got a shorter handle. Maybe the head is the same. Who knows? They're all handmade, so maybe they do different processes for different products. I'm not sure. I've got paper towels wrapped in there to try and just try and keep some of the gunk off the leather, because it's a leather sheath. It's not a particularly good one. I don't know if we pop that open. Yeah. See, there's a little bit of rust on there. I need to clean these up. But the carbon obviously rusts up in a little bit, and so I tend to put oil on these and then stuff them into the sheath, or the I think they call it a mask or something if it's on an axe, and try and keep it in good condition. This one here, of course, are my tuatahis, and I love these. This particular one is the Trapper. It's their latest version, and what makes this one particularly interesting to me is that this is the first prototype that they sold. Well, it's not, it's like a production model, but all the ones that have been made since have a serial number, and this one doesn't. So this is like the pre-sale test piece or something, I don't know. But they called me up one day and said, hey, we've got a new axe, do you want it? And I said, the bear's poo in the woods, and basically got it, and just think it's fantastic. It's their steel, it's handmade. The steel is custom made for them. They get an American hickory, they do the handles themselves, everything they do by hand, and this is the best little axe ever, as far as I'm concerned. Razor sharp. Again, I need to start doing some maintenance on the heads, which I will do later, but today I'm just doing the handles. Yeah, that axe there is really very special. After I've done my axes, of course, I'm gonna have to start do my axes and knives. I'm gonna have to do my outdoor tools as well, like my shovels and spades and things. This one also is a tuatahi. This is their their felling axe. Well, they have various different ones. It's basically a race axe, but without a race axe grind. So it's a general purpose grind on it, designed for everything, but it's so big and heavy that basically you'd only ever use this for felling or chopping. It's a beast. We'll open it up, take it out. Again, this is also razor sharp. There's a few spots of rust on that, so I need to tidy that up. But yeah, this thing here is just a beautiful axe. But it's blooming heavy. Even with the wings chopped out and pinned, this is just so heavy to use. Whereas this one, light, capable, hickory handle as well, of course, and just fantastic. I'm gonna go and get some sandpaper and do just do the little spots of rust, and then this, of course, shouldn't technically keep this one in the kitchen, and you might not have seen one of these before. This, my friends, is a taiha, traditional weapon of the Maori population here in New Zealand, indigenous people. They use these in tribal warfare. They're also used in ceremonies and things like that. Just this is hand carved. There's a lot of tapu and culture and law around them. I'm not actually a Maori person, don't have any Maori blood in me, but this was actually once my uncle's, and he died, and normally it's normally it would go in the coffin, but he used to work with the Maori a lot, and they said no, that thing's not going to be buried, that's going to your family. And so it came to me, and I spent a week on a island in the middle of a lake learning how to use it and care for it. And one thing is, I know you're not actually supposed to have them in the kitchen, but I'm just taking it back out of the kitchen once I have given it a good drenching in oil. Goes back into its container and stays there. One day maybe I'll hang it up and display it, but in the meantime it just stays here. And these are traditional Maori tools or weapons, however you want to look at them. That's the head, which has got the head. That bit never allowed to touch the ground. That bit touches the ground, or you can strike with the head, you can strike with the stick. They're used for blocking as well as strikes. They're quite a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled user, which I'm not, but I still appreciate it. So yeah, that's that was my uncle's, now is my taiha, and that's most of my tools tidied up. What I do need to do, it's just going to be a little bit more lengthy process, is I've got to do this little hatchet I made. It's a high test. Got to do that axe over there, plumb, and this one here as well, which is a Kelly. There we go. Yep, lovely. So I'll do the handle on those as well, but I'll do that off camera. Anyway, have a great day everyone, and if you're in not warm weather, enjoy it.